BSL here, anti-animal use. We got the whole crew. It's a good morning. It's pretty for us, not so much for the individuals we're here for. We're still walking over there to see these individuals that are being sent to their death with no real good reason, no justification, no consent, not in their best interests. And we're here to shine a spotlight on that. And like I said, bring comfort to those minutes of this, and then we'll be at the slaughterhouse, and you'll see the individuals that, if you're not vegan, the individuals that you demand be there that have to go through this. So, yeah, we're here to shine a spotlight on a place like that and just be there for them. Do you want to add anything?
Yeah.
Careful, the bottom is where the mic is.
Oh, totally. It's cold this morning, but still worth it every time. Feels very rewarding to have a group that we can be out here with and try to raise the voices of those who are being silenced. Just as a reminder, animals have their own forms of resistance that they use daily, every moment of their lives. They don't want to be farmed for your use or anybody's pleasures. They deserve their own, I don't know, same things you do.
The birds don't willingly go into the slaughterhouse. They want to live. They want freedom in the same capacity that a dog or cat in your house wants freedom. They want to live their life. They want to be comfortable. They want to be near people and other animals that they call friends. And they don't want knives to be dragged across their throat, especially in 2026 when it's completely unnecessary, when we have other options.
Yeah. Ooh. We've got in here so far. Anybody? Maybe not quite yet. We're in Kelso, Washington. Just on our way to the Foster Farms Kelso plant. But yeah, animals, they resist in their own ways every day. All the screams you'll hear if you watch any footage, how they move away from harm, it's all resistance.
If you look at the design of the slaughterhouse and how they have walls that guide the animals in particular ways to force them to go inside, they create this infrastructure because if they don't, the animals want to escape and they try to leave because they can hear the screams, they can smell the blood, they can see the anxiety in their fellow animals that they're being brought there with, and they don't want to be there. So why are we putting them in this situation when we don't need to? Would you accept this standard for dogs or cats?
Yeah. Whew. We got Daniel in here.
Oh, hey, Daniel.
Hello, Daniel.
Good to see you.
Animal resistance is very real. Very, very real.
Hey, Daniel. If you could, can you share the link to this live to our group in the Signal chat? Just so everyone has access to the link.
Thank you.
You don't have to.
So, just on our way.
How many people are watching?
Got 16 in here right now. Flip again.
Just
all-
keep repeating. I was gonna say, there's people coming in.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, so all the people watching, if this was your last day, if this was you being sent into this slaughterhouse, how would you feel? You wouldn't want that, so don't demand it for them.
Yeah. It's so simple. What treatment would you accept? What treatment do you feel is acceptable? Who do you feel like has the right to oppress you? The answer should be nobody. It's the same case for these animals, these non-human animals, or beyond human kin. You just need to see our similarities, realize we're the same, and never forget it. Don't know how long our walk is still.
Well, from here, I don't know.
Down.
I can't, yeah, I have to
Maybe
pull out
5
my
minutes
phone.
down, maybe 15 left
I don't have a hand.
till we get there.
We're fast walkers. We're walking.
Oh yeah.
Decent
Making
pace.
good time.
It'll be interesting to see what they do this time. Starting from another side or the same side we started from last time, and they moved some trucks to block us so that we couldn't see what was going on.
I'm curious if they're watching right now.
Yeah, curious if they're watching right now, for sure. They want to do that to us. Do what to us? Chris? What do they want to do?
It's important to ask, why is it okay for some birds and not others?
Mm-hmm.
Would you accept this for a different bird?
Yeah.
Why just the chicken or the turkey
Mm-hmm.
or the duck?
There's birds like eagles and other maybe bigger birds or cooler birds that people kind of tokenize and choose to appreciate, and strive for conservation of these species. But when we really look at it, what matters is the life of the individual person, like their own experience. They're sentient, so it matters to them, and we know that. So we have to value their life. Of course.
Hey guys. So I just want to really emphasize that animals, including chickens, fish even, pigs, cows, they all care what happens to them. Doesn't matter how intelligent they are, right? What matters is that they care what happens to them. That's it. That's all that matters. So, ask, why are we here? Why are we doing this? Why would someone be so motivated to go to these places and shine a spotlight on them? What's so wrong with them? And if there's nothing wrong with them, why don't we send our companion animals to their ends there? Like if our companion animals are ill and we're needing to compassionately put them down, why don't we send them to a slaughterhouse? There's a reason. We know it's scary. We know it hurts. We know it's not fair. That's why. And yet, when it comes to these other animals, we just turn a blind eye because you're gaining a benefit. Even though you, I'm sure, agree it's immoral to cause someone harm or to use someone without their consent, unnecessarily when you can avoid doing so. But yet you're doing this because you're gaining a benefit. It's called cognitive dissonance. It's why you feel uncomfortable hearing about it. It's why you get angry. So maybe understand your own psychology. You're fighting yourself, your own values. That's why you're upset. I mean, if someone was kicking a dog, are you going to just walk by? Or would you do something? What would that feel like inside to see that happening? It'd be infuriating, right? You want to punch that person in the face. And rightly so. These animals, they're having worse done to them. They're losing everything. Everything. Can you imagine losing everything? Not seeing your family ever again. That's it. You've had enough life. Even a good life. You've had enough. And now we're going to eat your insides. That's terrible. It's disgusting. We put that in our horror films. Like, that bothers us so much that we put it in our horror films that someone would chop up our bodies and eat us. Exactly. Go vegan. If you don't want to be chopped up, if you want to be respected, if you don't want to be exploited without your consent even considered, then you should be living vegan. You shouldn't demand other people go through what you wouldn't tolerate. Thank you. It's a lovely nose ring, actually. I look really good with it, and I bet you're just jealous. This nose ring theory apparently is logical because I'm living my values. I'm in alignment with my values. What are you doing? Are you for kicking dogs? If not, why aren't you vegan? Do animals want to be eaten? No!
They are at the bottom of the barrel with their arguments when they are turning to ad hominem
Insults,
attacks on
yeah.
your appearance rather than substantive arguments.
Pathetic,
It's
really.
pathetic.
Pathetic, really.
Intellectually cowardly.
Yes, intellectually cowardly. I like the way that's put. It's exactly what it is. Oh, well, you should have spent your money on education because you're dumb. Jesus actually, if you do actually believe in Jesus and the Abrahamic God, you should go check out Christspiracy. It's not a religion debunk film. It's literally just talking about how Jesus lived his life based off the original ancient sea scrolls. So if you believe that Bible story, then you should go watch Christspiracy. You'd be pretty impressed with how much Jesus is on our side.
Would you accept the religion, though, as an argument to farm dogs? Or do you recognize that religion isn't a justification to violate sentient dogs? And if you know that it's not a good reason to violate dogs, why is religion a good reason to violate birds, cows, and other animals?
Exactly. We're all the same. As Elvin eloquently put it, we animals need to be liberated together. We all care about what happens to us. There's not one of us that's like, you know what? Yeah, you can go ahead and factory farm me and eat my body. I'm okay with that. That sounds fine. Sounds fun. I mean, you're coming into my life and insulting me, so I think it's fine that if I'm on my turf to insult you back. Animals eat each other because they are moral patients surviving a harsh environment, so they don't necessarily understand the morality of it. They're just doing what they have to survive, what their parents taught them to survive. We've taken animals from the wild and seen that they actually do have empathy, and they actually, you know, can relate. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see, there's a duck out there with her little, oh, it's a geese. There's geese out there. There's a duck with some babies. Oh my gosh, the little ones are flying.
It's an extreme juxtaposition to the extreme unfreedom that we're about to witness just maybe half a mile up the trail.
So true.
But beautiful in another way.
Yeah, it's beautiful and heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm hogging it if you guys didn't want to talk. I just wanted to say something. Okay.
Chat, Sam.
Well, we got a lot of trolls focused on my jewelry and my teeth. And then a bunch of people one person spamming a bunch of vegan meat emojis. We love vegan meat too. I love vegan steaks. I love vegan chicken nuggies. I love vegan bacon. All of these things. I have all of these things. And I can sleep at night knowing that I'm not, violating my own principles or someone else's autonomy. So, yeah, I don't need anyone's approval. I am actually very comfortable with the way I look and who I am. So I don't care what you guys say. It's fine. It really does more expose you and your superficiality. Just shows how pathetic you are if you're making fun of my looks.
Sounds like there might be some underlying insecurity if they feel the need to attack someone else's appearance.
Yeah, they're not actually going for the substance of the conversation. They're trying to go for some childish, low-hanging fruit.
And when you go for the childish point, we take it as a literal confession. You have no other point.
Yeah, exactly.
You're conceding.
Yeah. Precisely. You're conceding. Yeah, so even animal bacon is seasoned and cured, right? So they just do the same thing to plant stuff. Malcontent brooding? I don't know what that means. I'm not guilt tripping. If you feel guilt, that's on you. That's you naturally responding to what you're hearing. I was talking about, this bottle filling factory is abusing the bottles, right?
If
you wouldn't feel guilt.
If you feel guilty for what we're doing or what we're saying, that's more of a reflection on, you know, your conscience telling you maybe what you're doing is, or what you are doing is wrong. You're feeling, guilt. If you're feeling guilty for that, maybe you should reflect and think, why am I feeling guilty for this? Is something I need to change?
Yeah. Do you want to take it?
Or not?
Oh, okay. I thought you were reaching for it.
I got no.
I'm going to switch hands, guys. Hold on a second. I have 2 drinks in my hand. I got coffee and water. Oops, and my glove. I don't have the mics plugged in yet, so sorry if we're making a lot of noise. So we're actually, yes, we are omnivores, but we're omnivores because we can digest everything. Doesn't mean we need to. So we're opportunistic scavengers, you know? We can survive really harsh environments by consuming almost anything, but it doesn't mean it's good for us. That just means, you know, we're opportunistic. So why do you have a problem with the way big companies deal with animals? Is it because you care about the animal's experience? Like, why else would it be wrong to factory farm animals, if not for their experiences?
Or farming in general, I was going to say. I mean, regardless of whether it's a factory farm or a quote-unquote humane farm, you know, you're still treating someone as a commodity, as an object that you can use to exploit. No matter how well you treat them, that doesn't make it right or give you an excuse to do so. Like, I could treat, you know, someone, if I wanted to farm dogs or let alone humans, I can treat them well, sure, but at the end of the day, I'm taking their life from them. I'm viewing them as an object, exploiting them, taking away their autonomy. You know, just, if it's not right in that instance, which obviously it's not, then why is it right for these cows, pigs, chickens, you know, and these other animals that we do this to?
Yeah, it's kind of like the point that I was trying to make is, like, if it's wrong to factory farm someone, it's wrong to farm them at all. If we care about their experiences, then knowing that we don't need to use them makes farming them in any manner abusive, unnecessary, oppressive. So when you say we, why don't you speak for yourself? Because it's pretty pathetic that you're like, we can't do anything. But how does any change ever come about? One person at a time, standing in their values, speaking up against injustice. That's where we're at right now. Just because other people will do bad, evil things doesn't mean you should do it.
Right, and I mean, I think the number going vegan, one person going vegan, it's like 100 to 300, I think, animals you could save a year.
Yep.
So, I mean, there's definitely a difference. I mean, this whole industry operates on supply and demand. So if you aren't demanding it, then, you know, they're not going to breed animals into existence for you to, you know, then consume. So, you know, stopping your demand, you know, obviously is going to save lives or save them from being sent into that system. And it also can have a domino effect with others, like, say, your family. They might see, you know, eating plant-based, or, you know, just be curious about veganism, and, you know, maybe they'll adopt the lifestyle, or even going out and doing, not necessarily even this, but just outreach, or, you know, reaching people, and, you know.
Yep. Oh, so this is that spot if we wanted to do both.
We kind of put down here and then walk through.
Yeah. Because that way is to the other side.
We did that once.
We did. Sorry. So, I do want to say, it doesn't matter about allergies. I don't care about your health issues. You want to be healthy, that's great. Go look at how to be healthy and vegan, because you absolutely can. You can be vegan and totally healthy. This is the USA. We're actually in Washington State, and we're going to the closest slaughterhouse. We're right now walking to it. It's just a bit of a walk. They purposely made it so that there's no parking near here. So we always have to walk 20, 30, 40 minutes depending on where we park to get to it, and it's really annoying. Yeah, you can eat vegan hot dogs. Those are also just as convenient. Those are just as easy and tasty as a regular hot dog. Exactly. Hot dogs are cancerous. They're actually a type 1 carcinogen, or class 1 carcinogen, excuse me. Well, so I understand you're saying you'll never stop eating something, but you're not understanding where that meat came from, because meat is actually someone's muscle. So you're literally saying, I will never stop eating other people's muscles. That's nasty. That's gross. That's like Jeffrey Dahmer, right? Do you want to be associated with him? Do you want to share that logic? Is that logical in your mind? Whoever looks tasty, they're on the menu. You know, humans taste like bacon, right? Humans are called long pig. Go look up the term. It's said that our flesh tastes similar to pig flesh. So if that's the case, and because pigs taste like bacon, that justifies us doing what we do to them, I guess it's okay that we farm humans for the same reason? Yet meat can be vegan, right? You can have vegan meat and then it's not someone's muscle. Actually, the people here like me a lot. Oh, that's good. Yeah, the smell. Doesn't take long to start smelling it.
Oh my god.
Oh, there it is. Oh, good God. It's like a whole gym sock just shoved right up your nose. Oh, that's death. We're literally smelling their death. It's crazy. It stinks. Yeah, I don't know if this is theirs though, and it does look pinched off actually. There's some pipes down there. But I don't know if they actually pump any water from the place to here, because they look pinched off, like I said. There is a little duck kind of slowly swimming over there. Yeah, this water is not clean, by the way. This factory is known to pollute the water, and they actually have gotten violations for it. And I don't think they've even remedied it, but I don't know. But I definitely don't want to be drinking the water around here. It sounds questionable if you ask me, at best. You should stop because the animals don't want to be used and you don't need to use them. Clone stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, well, that I don't know if you necessarily call that meat, but if you do, then it's still someone else's body part. So if you really want to be picky about the words, I don't really care. You're eating someone's body part that didn't consent to that. That's the issue. Would you tolerate someone eating your meaty liver, your meaty heart? We are doing something about it right now. We're going to go around the back. We're going to try to see these individuals, and if we can't, then we'll go around the front and watch for the transport trucks. We're almost there. It's a good 20-minute walk, so definitely getting our steps in. Yeah, we all talk because that's what we're doing right now before we get to the factory. We're getting there. Would you rather me just sit here in silence? Of course I'm not going to do that. I'm an animal rights activist. You think I'm loud and annoying? You should hear the animals. You should hear them in the slaughterhouses. They're not quiet. And since you can't hear them, that's why I'm here. Yeah, you shouldn't change for me. You shouldn't change for other humans. You should change for other people, as in animals, because they don't want to be chopped up. They don't want to be gas chambered. They don't want to be hung upside down and have their throat slit. I don't know if you guys know that, but for chickens, what we do is we hang them upside down. We dip them in an electrical bath so that they're stunned. We actually take their heads off completely with these 2 rotating blades. And then we dip them in the scalding tank to get all their dirt and feathers off. A lot of the times the birds, they dodge a lot of this and they go into that scalding tank totally conscious. This is them being hung upside down. That's what they look like. It's terrible. Sadly, that picture is actually, I'm pretty sure, from Germany. Those chickens look better than the ones that are over here. The ones over here, they have bald bellies. They have barely any feathers. Because they live in their feces and their urine their whole lives. And they're crowded. They often can't walk because their bodies grow faster than they are. They're still peeping. They're still chicks, but they're in giant bodies. Exactly. It doesn't matter how you think of chickens. It doesn't matter if you think they're smart or dumb. We have evidence, empirical evidence. They care about what happens to them. Yes, you are also made of juicy meat. Did you know that? Winter horse, it's really funny that that's all you can focus on. Keep track. Come on. I know you have a walnut for a brain, but come on. Let's go. Yeah, I'm stepping on grass because grass is not sentient. Grass doesn't have a brain or central nervous systems. Plants don't have that. Mushrooms don't have that. You can eat those things. They don't care. Literally, they don't care. They have no preference. Yeah, the fact that you guys are trolling and not coming up with an argument against veganism shows that you don't even have an argument. You know you're wrong. You know that you're causing unnecessary harm. Look at, they preemptively parked. I was worried that was going to happen too if we said on the live that we were coming around the back. But yeah, they're prepared for us this time. Do you guys see that?
What?
They're prepared for us.
I know, that's what I was telling Nick. I think that they've already parked their trucks.
They sure fucking did.
Let's just smash the footage and see if it's the same trucks and maybe they just didn't move them.
No, those are different.
They're moving them right now.
Yeah, well, no, that's a transport truck. That's a transport truck. Well, we can try walking down this way, see if there's any view. This is all a park. There it is, guys. There's the factory. And do you see those trucks? Look at the shame. Oh my God. They actually made sure you couldn't see. That's wild. I bet you guys are in. How embarrassing. Oh no, you okay? It's slippery there. Watch out for the ice. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to go around the front. Well, fuckers, we're still gonna get the images of the victims, so you've done nothing. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys can see. I dropped my shit. Oops. There we go. So that's where the birds are, and they're literally blocking the view with all these trucks. And I think it's like right over here, this is where they process the birds. They have the trucks covering it too. They don't want us to see them abusing birds.
We've seen this facility operational. We've seen this facility operational when they don't have the trucks here, so we know that they aren't doing this for some functional purpose in this slaughterhouse.
This is absolutely
it's specifically to hide what's happening from us.
This is why we actually don't usually like to make posts about. Oh, my sunglasses! I was looking for those. My sunglasses from last time were here, guys. Look at that. That is hilarious. Yeah, look at. Oh, you can still see. They messed up. You can literally see them unloading and loading the truck. So what they do is, that's a crate, and that carries, I don't know, like 50 birds in it. They pull it out, and they put it into this little conveyor belt with a flap. And then the thing tips over and dumps the birds out.
Yeah.
So they just fall onto a conveyor belt. And then they get hung onto hooks upside down. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you getting into something? Oh, I thought you were getting into something. Watch out. I know. Oh,
Fixing this one.
they are. They're trying to fix it now.
They really are watching.
They are watching.
We have some fans in the live from inside the slaughterhouse. Hello.
We're
what
so-
are you hiding? Why are you scared?
Yeah.
Why are they hiding this from all of you in the live? Why don't they want you to see what's happening behind these trucks? Why are they lining them up? Not because they need to exit the facility or something. They're parking them so you can't see. They're hiding this from you because they know you have compassion for birds. And they know if you see this, that you'll stop funding their horrific industry. You should feel alarmed that they're hiding this from you.
Yeah, it's crazy because we literally are on public property. This is where people from the public can watch. We'll see. Are they going to stop it there? Those are waste trucks. They capture the body bits that they don't use. What's funny is that they have to waste all of that space. Like, all of that space is unusable now because they parked all those trucks in the way.
How expensive is it just to park all your big expensive toys here as a fence to shield the public from finding out what's happening behind your walls?
Yeah. I can still see you abusing birds. Uh-oh. Are you in trouble? And then someone grabs the empty one and puts it somewhere else. He's going to grab the empty one. And then he's going to go put it back on the truck. No birds on there. They're all being abused right now. They're all being murdered. They're having their life taken. They're being hung upside down by their sensitive ankles in metal shackles. And then as they get pulled along, right, because it's like a conveyor belt, but they're hung upside down. As they get pulled along, they then get dipped into an electrical bath. It's supposed to stun them. There are many, though, that figure it out before they get to it. Their wing touches it. They see the other ones because they learn. Chickens are smart. They learn from watching. And they realize that that's electrical, so they'll dodge the water. And then they meet these two rotating blades that are supposed to completely pull their head off. And they meet that fully conscious. Some birds are even further clever in that they lift their head above that. Because they are objects, they're products. They're not a someone anymore to them. Can you imagine? But I don't know if it's worth it for you guys. You guys want to see the drone? This is a processing facility. This is where they take live birds, take their heads off, and then turn them into products. Unnecessary products. Optional products. Someone's body. We're in Kelso, Washington, and this is the Foster Farms slaughterhouse. And like, look at this. This is a little waterway right here. What the hell is that? What is that? It's like a brown sludge. That's disgusting. I guarantee it's coming from this. This place.
In addition to these factories being horrible for the animals being directly exploited inside them, they're also a tragedy for the environment. Look at this.
Well, and for the people that live around here too. I mean, usually, these factory farms affect lower income communities, typically where immigrants live, and that's why a lot of times they also take these jobs. So they prey on the more vulnerable, not just animals obviously, but like humans too.
Yeah, they prey on those who might have a reason not to report something to the government.
Did Elvin find something? Elvin appears to be taking pictures. Should we go over to where Elvin is?
I don't know. It might be it's kind of tricky.
Elvin! Should we come over there? Okay. Elvin said no. What do you guys want to do? Should we fly the drone or should we go to the front?
It's up to you. I mean, we could, if you want to do both, and then we could.
Yeah, I mean, the drone will be a short-lived thing anyway.
It's up to you. I mean,
it's just basically to see what they're doing in there.
We could have another instance of documentation of all this.
Yeah.
This hiding, all of this concealment that's happening.
Would one of you be willing to hold this? All right, just be careful because I don't want you to hit buttons and end the live.
Hi, Daniel.
Should we whip out a tripod for now while I fly the drone?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
I mean, I don't mind holding it, but it's up to you.
I don't care. I already pulled it out.
Only takes a second, yeah.
Yeah.
Animals kill to survive. What makes us special? Well, we don't. Animals kill to survive. We don't. This is completely unnecessary. We aren't doing this for survival. We're doing this out of pure selfishness. And
animals in the wild don't have grocery. I think maybe you're holding a button on this side.
Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I'll let you hold it.
It's kind of harder with gloves.
I was going to say, you can't hold the bottom. That's where the mic is.
Need to touch anything. Do any of these people have college degrees? Do you think the only reason that somebody matters would be if they had a college degree? The answer is yes. Anna was saying that she does have a college degree.
They were never a someone, it's a chicken. Would you feel that same way about a dog or a cat?
Would you call them an object or an it? Or would you call them a they or a he or a she? Or would you respect the dog? We are here at the Kelso Foster Farms plant, where they take the lives of thousands of birds every day. We're asking, is it fair to force birds into slaughterhouses in 2026 when we don't need to? We're here and we're looking at the backside of this facility, and these trucks are not here for a functional purpose. They're not here to move birds. They're not here for any real reason other than to create a fence that the public can't see through. It's here. The birds, they react like this. They park trucks along the perimeter so that you cannot see what's happening to the birds, to hide it from you.
Can I have one of those signs?
Yes, I'm talking about all these trucks lined up out directly on the other side of this fence. Out on the other side of the chain link fence. They're not usually here. Usually we'd be able to see how the birds are being forced into this facility to be killed. But right now, they have them parked here intentionally. We watched them continue to move these trucks so that they could conceal what's happening from view. Yeah, they are. Some of these are trailers, yes, but they hook the trailers up to trucks and then they move the trailers. It's the same principle.
I was gonna say, you can kind of get a picture of what, I mean, more signs, but this is what's happening in there.
This is what's...
Are we back? Looks like we're back.
Perfect.
Okay, don't leave me.
I won't. There we go. See the moving trucks on this side as well. The goal here isn't even to change anything. It's really to open y'all's eyes to what's going on, the severity of the atrocity that these chickens are being forced to go through. And you should get angry. This should make you angry that animals that we had once been able to feel like we are kin to, connected to, like whether it be like spiritually, physically, or anything. They've now created a system where we lose our empathy for these beings And as we erode our empathy for non-human animals and beyond human kin, we lose the ability to empathize for humans as well. This is a view from above these trucks. They placed to hide there.
That's where the birds are.
So you can see here, they've got birds in the back. You can see them basically like billowing out of the truck. That's how tightly they keep them packed in there. And they, like, this truck right here is purposely just so we don't see their faces. These chickens sit there for hours, maybe, and just in the cold, sad, watching other birds, wild birds, fly past them, longing for their freedom as well. It's our first day here, even.
Oh, you don't even have the chat up.
Oh, there is. I was like, where'd it go?
All right, I'm gonna move. This is where they're unloading. Right here. Yeah. We'll go forward.
Said they don't have faces? That's crazy. That's just an objectively wrong statement.
As far in as we can get. So I can lower.
But yeah, see that? There's the forklift that's lifting the crates. It takes them off the truck, moves them towards the back, towards that building, and I think the crate dumps all the chickens out quite vigorously. Daniel says, "Sweet drone." Yes, very much so. Allows us to see what they're hiding or attempting to hide. Yeah. One by one, each crate by crate, life by life.
This is all from public land too. I still haven't even gone near their property.
Yeah. This is everything. Anybody watching could come and do the same thing and just see the same thing. That's why we're out here spreading the news. Y'all should be angry that this is allowed to happen. If you wouldn't accept this for yourself, why are you allowing others to be subjected to it for you?
Yeah. I imagine there's a second half to that truck that they haven't even... Look, there's birds still there.
Oh, yeah.
Do you see that? There's still birds on there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're going to pull that truck up, and you're going to see them. They're going to start pulling these crates off. Can actually anyone look up how many birds are in each crate? The crates are double stacked on each other. And they're each 2 panels. I don't know if you see that. They each have 2 panels on them.
Yeah, we're
How would you guys feel if there were dogs sitting in there, in those crates, in this cold, by the way? It's freezing. They're just sitting there exposed. Do you see that? They're exposed. And those panels, they're just wooden panels over metal gates.
This isn't a picture, this is video.
Yeah, this is video.
Like they're just sitting there.
This is happening in the cold right now. This is the drone. I'm operating the drone. They're going to unload these next set of birds. So again, you're going to see them pull them off. They're going to put the crate into a conveyor belt with a little flap. And then you're going to watch it get sucked in. And then the other, either they have one person driving the forklift, or they have two forklift drivers,
Mm-hmm.
and they pull the empty one off and they stack it over there, and then he's going to go grab another one. That is an empty crate that once had living beings in there, and now they're probably dead. They probably have their heads removed. Again, what if this were dogs? What if they did this to dogs or cats?
They said,
The police would rush here.
yeah,
Everyone would be here.
Yeah, everybody would be here protesting.
they're saying chickens live outside, so,
That doesn't matter. It's cold.
like, be real. Are you serious? Are you trying to actually make a claim that these chickens aren't suffering, or are you trying to make yourself feel better?
I mean, it doesn't matter. The point is that you're sending them to their death. They did not consent to this. This is not fair. They're gonna slide it. You can't really see, but he's sliding it into the little hole. He gets sucked into the little tiny hole. Oh God, that smell.
We're very understanding that people gotta eat, but people don't gotta eat other people or other animals.
This is completely unnecessary. You can get everything you need on a plant-based diet, especially in this area. Full of living beings. Again, what if that were dogs?
If those were hawks instead, if it was a different bird in their place,
Parakeets.
would you accept this? Would you find
Parrots.
it justified?
Right.
Penguins.
Sun conures. It's like,
Yeah, they're
they're
so
all
pretty.
just different type of birds.
What about flamingos?
Yeah.
There's no difference between, saw somebody had an issue with us comparing dogs to chickens, but
What's the issue?
there's no
What's the morally
there's
relevant
no morally
difference?
relevant difference between a dog or a chicken. And if you'd like to try to find one and type it in the comments, go ahead.
Oh, is that Mel and Steve in the chat?
Oh yeah, Mel and Steve.
Hey, Mel and Steve.
Melon
Hello.
Steve.
What did I say? Anything else I missed? No. Okay. More animals, yes. Live vegan, yes. Hi, Louie. Welcome, vegans.
If you don't like how these places look, if you would rather they don't exist or that they close their doors, go vegan. If you're not vegan right now, there are a certain number of these individuals who are there from your personal demand. Going vegan is how you remove your demand for this. It's how you boycott all of this suffering and exploitation.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't demand this once you go vegan.
You see that crate is now empty. It was full of living sentient beings who care what happens to them. And what's happening to them?
Oh.
Murder.
Drone's coming home.
Death.
I feel like nobody uses.
It's completely unfair. There's nothing that justifies putting beings into these situations for your pleasure. You can completely divest from animal agriculture industries as far as you can and make that a goal, like a very strong goal of yours, and I believe you should, because animals can't consent to being put in these situations at all. And if you want it for yourself, even if you realize that you wouldn't consent, then you need to maybe rethink your habits. Start living in alignment with your morals. Check out some resources. Read some nutritional facts.
Somebody says a chicken was bred for food. There are some places where dogs are bred for food. Does it make it more fair or justified to use the dog and steal their life from them when you have another choice? Does it make it more fair if the dogs are bred for that purpose?
And exactly. Human's body for animal flesh, since there's no essential nutrient for humans that can only be obtained by consuming the flesh of animals. Completely correct.
Hey, beta boy. These comments are.
I'm not telling anybody what to do. I made suggestions, but you could call it telling. I definitely use my own advice. I use it all the time. Yeah.
Abortion is a separate issue to what we're talking about right here.
Yeah.
Go join an abortion debate if you want to have that, but don't try to insert it into this conversation about sentient animals. We're not here to talk about that.
Well, thank you, Daniel. I like that. Have morals.
The people in the comments, who mock and stuff. I mean, these are the same type of people who would have been against injustices like women's rights or, civil rights.
Yeah.
You guys mock, but I mean, like, you don't understand the atrocity and I mean, if this was you, I'm sure you wouldn't be too happy about it. So.
Yeah. It's constantly it constantly makes me think about the comparison. And nobody's making that comparison ever to kind of like provoke anybody, but with human slavery and animal slavery, humans are animals, so you can really think of it as the same thing. There's people who claimed that we needed it to survive. There was so much production, the production that slaves could provide was very useful and necessary and maybe even traditional, and would help us stay closer to our values that we had valued at the time. But those are just excuses. Excuses to stay the same, excuses to not see progress, excuses to ignore the injustices happening before your eyes. Every crate has birds in it. I would honestly estimate, 50 birds at least in a crate, because they don't care about these beings at all. These are beings we selectively bred and continue to breed for food, solely for no reason. If science has shown that we can live without eating animals, we can get our proteins from plants and supplement ourselves instead of supplementing animals that we then will take the lives of. Like, why not do that?
Animals eat animals, Ron Lowe says. Animals don't have access to supermarkets and grocery stores and Wincos and grocery outlets and farmers markets, so they don't have a choice, but you do. Do you think you should exercise choices to be more compassionate when you can? Or should you choose to be more violent? What sounds like a better choice?
Animals eat other animals out of necessity. What we're doing, this is not necessity. This is not
a tradition. Like, this isn't
a subsistence hunting. This is mechanized mass exploitation and killing.
Plants are alive, but they don't have central nervous systems. They don't make preferences.
With your car or running over a cow, which is more ethical? Or do you think they're both the same?
Here, I'll show. Hunting, fishing, growing your own food.
I'm with you with growing your own food, but why hunt and fish? If you can grow plants and thrive on those, why would you kill animals?
Chickens don't have a social security number, so once we assign a number to somebody,
does that mean it's okay to exploit somebody just because they don't have a social security number?
Do you want to hear his stance on that? Against exploiting sentient individuals. Yep, simple as that. It's not anti-killing. Yeah, vegans are not anti-killing. We are anti-exploitation. Probably avoid killing as much as we can.
But the core of the philosophy is against exploitation, use of other animals,
exploiting these sentient beings. Yeah, people try to say shocking things, try to provoke people, but really it's just kind of sad because we don't really care what others have to say about what they think, why they think we're out here. We're just out here. Like, nothing's gonna change. I'm gonna still be out here raising awareness for the animals.
Somebody says a vegan diet would kill me. Veganism isn't a diet. So if there's some plant-only, if you couldn't survive on a plant-only diet, that would be one thing. You might be able to find justification to use somebody in an extreme survival situation. But yes, you could certainly be vegan, which means doing your best.
Exactly.
It means eliminating exploitation from your life as much as practicable and possible.
We're gonna head to the front, I think. Yeah.
Is that pages?
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome. All right, guys. So we got some drone shots. That was cool. We're gonna go to the front. I'm sure that they're gonna hold back the trucks, but we'll see how long we can hold them back for. We're basically just here to shine a light on them, and that we don't approve of what they're doing, that we don't approve of this treatment of anybody. So it's just not fair to do to someone. All right. So I think it's like a 10-minute walk to the front. So let's go. By the way, this is a Project Livestream with It's Mel and Steve. Please go check out any of the other lives that are going on. Project Livestream. Go check it out. It's on Instagram. It's on YouTube. I don't know if it's on Spotlight on the same places, you know, any slaughterhouses. So, and I put all my sunglasses in my my backpack like a genius. So the sun's gonna be in my eyes for a while. But
we're gonna do the microphone maybe when we get to the front.
Yep, definitely the microphone when we get to the front. I don't like this system currently. It sucks. It's hard to. I don't even know if you guys can truly hear us. Really, humans are not tigers. Exactly. We're not in a survival situation, and we don't need to use them. And honestly, even if we were in a survival situation, we're pretty clever. And especially with the technology we have now, we know how to live without using animals, even with low tech. So you can be vegan anywhere. It's just about knowing what your options are, understanding that animals are a someone. That's it. Well, if you don't care, why are you here? And why did you make a comment? Hey, Lewis, by the way, it's good to see you. Yeah, no, this is real. There's no such thing as half vegan. There's vegan and not vegan. That's it. You either respect animals or you don't. It's good to see all the vegans in there. I see Vegan Anthem. Obviously, I see Daniel Broccoli, one of our own. I saw Lewis. Who else is in here? Ian. Exactly. Rapists don't care about their victims. You're using the same logic. Does that sound good? You're using someone's body for your pleasure without their consent and without concern for their experiences or their well-being or even in their best interest. It is in yours alone. Yeah, if you love bacon too much, why don't you eat your own goddamn leg? Apparently humans taste like pig flesh, so there you go. Throw it on the barbecue, your leg with some sauce of some kind of like maple syrup, brown sugar. You can eat yourself. Yeah, human bacon, pug bacon. Go check out Elwood's dog meat. Probably the most transparent, humane animal farm there is. Elwood's organic dog meat. Go check it out. Plants are not sentient. They don't have a brain or a central nervous system. Animals do. Animals make preferences. They care about what happens to them. Oh my God, you guys are literally just repeating yourselves. Animals that are consuming each other are doing so because they're surviving a harsh environment, and they're not moral agents like you and I. We have options and we understand what's right and wrong. Maybe go look it up before you say it's culty. humans taste like pig flesh. Yeah, human bacon. Why not human bacon? If you care about plants, you would still go vegan because we feed most of the plants to the animals that we use. Again, grass does not have a brain or central nervous system, doesn't have a preference, literally doesn't care if you... Look at this. Do you really care about this? Look at this. Do you really care? Oh, she's murdering the grass. Oh my God. Get out of here. What the hell?
It actually starts to get really frustrating when y'all are comparing animals to like plants who actually don't care. It gets frustrating because we actually see animals as the same and as they have inherent worth, and it starts to get frustrating because you're saying basically that they don't feel anything and they don't care and that it doesn't matter because they're as disposable as a blade of grass. So yeah, that kind of does start to piss me off when y'all say that.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking annoying. I just ripped up that grass. Who's crying in the audience right now? Who's crying? Who gives a good goddamn? No one. Idiots. You're an idiot if you think that plants are sentient enough that they matter more than animals. And even if you do, and you use animals, you think plants are so sentient, you're still an idiot because you're breeding more plants to be suffered to go through someone's mouth. Like, I know it doesn't sound intuitive, but if we eat the plants directly, fewer plants suffer. It's just, go read a study. Reducing food's environmental impact through producers and consumers. Go look up that study. We're using 83% of our ag land for 18% of our calories. What a waste. Just for animals. We could feed over our current population if we stop farming animals. It's just like, we're really just doing this out of greed and for the select few. And when you think, oh, that you can't take my meaties away, you're the privileged one. You're the one taking the food out of other people's mouths because this whole capitalistic system is focused on growing the grains to fatten the animals that you use. So humans are starving because you're robbing them. It's just doesn't make any sense to use animals. There's no excuse to use animals. Should we go down that way? Or go... It doesn't really matter. Should we walk down?
We can't walk after this mountain.
It's like a little hill.
That's true. That's probably better.
Might slip a bit.
Yeah, be careful. It's slippery. That sentient grass is shoving you around.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Again, if you're worried about crop deaths, you would still go vegan because most of the crops grown are fed to animals. So all those animals dying in the fields, they're dying because you're using animals. Those animals you use, what do they eat? Harvested crops. Exactly. Good job. Gold star.
Wow. There you go. Somebody actually said it? Oh,
No.
That's
No.
probably not.
No, I gave it to him. I eat vegan beef. I eat vegan meats. I eat anything that I want, and it's just vegan. I just don't demand someone be exploited for me. It's really that easy. I don't know how you're not getting it. It's like being against slavery. I'm going to do everything I can to not support human slavery. If something I'm doing directly demands someone be enslaved, I stop doing it. That's what veganism is. Abortions are not exploitations. They have nothing to do with veganism. There are pro-life and pro-choice vegans. Metalhead, you are a goof. Tina, you're delusional. Cassie, think about it literally. I'm just using your guys' phrases back on you. Salmon is meat. That's someone. Fish care about who they are, what happens to them. It's just like, I don't know why it's so hard to comprehend. Like, there's evidence out there that you can go read showing that fish are sentient, chickens are sentient, cows are sentient, pigs are sentient, goats are sentient, geese, ducks, all sentient. Fish have been known to use tools. They recognize faces. They actually outsmart some mammals on some tests. Like they did this test with these food bowls. They gave them a blue bowl and a red bowl. And they both had food in them. If they ate the blue, like they were just given both bowls to eat from. And then the test began, they would remove the red bowl regardless of what they'd eaten first. The fish learned within fewer than 50 tries, I think one of them took about 100, knew in less than 50 tries that the food gets taken. So they know to eat the blue bowl first, that's going to get taken, and then the red bowl. The primates took over hundreds of tries. A 4-year-old child took over hundreds of tries to recognize that, oh, if I eat the red bowl first, I get both bowls. If I eat the blue bowl first, they take away the red, I don't get both bowls. The fish out. I'm just trying to say, like, they're more intelligent than you know. They're just intelligent on things that help them succeed in their such specific intelligences, because they aided us in our evolution. Sentience is even considered part of our evolution. It's a way for us to be aware so that we run from death and keep living. Okay. Carrots have formed a union. Well, that's cool.
I'm glad you're ready to stop eating carrots and divest from
that way.
my agriculture system. I'd like some tips.
Yeah. Well, they have no sidewalks, so we have to stay in the road, oddly. But we're going to turn right as soon as we get up there. I know they sound so dumb when they say plants can feel. Like, what a dumb argument. Like, you telling me you never mow your lawn, you ever picked a flower, and you were like, oh, I feel so bad, it's dying. Never. Never. And if you do, that is anthropomorphizing them. They literally don't care. Plants do not care. Yes, they communicate, but so does my phone. My phone is not sentient. You could say my phone is alive. It is not sentient. Plants do not have pain receptors. They literally do not have pain receptors. So you're telling me you will only stop harming victims if they can literally verbalize to you? So if there was a human that couldn't speak, you would be okay with exploiting them? I am so serial right now. Yes, my phone does communicate with other phones. It does. It communicates with the internet. Right now, it's doing that. It's communicating with your device right now through the internet. That is intelligence. Oh, yeah, it is this way. Plants are food. They don't have a preference, and they're not your friend because they don't care about you. They literally don't care. Plants don't care about you. Yeah, there's a lot of appealing to futility in there. Did you want to jump in?
Sure.
I'll trade you. Woo.
Yes, veganism is the moral position that we shouldn't use animals. Ooh, I wanted to say something interesting about, I don't know if it's like super interesting to anybody else, but if you think about it, like computers, the smaller, like we consider their intelligence or their novelty to be greater the smaller they got, but for some reason it's the smaller animals that like we really allow to be erased. We allow their oppression to be forgotten, and we assume that they're the dumbest because they have the tiniest brains, you know, they're just, you know, little fish that don't really care. But
size of the cars.
there are even tinier brains, like how we fit a lot of processing power into a microchip. You can kind of maybe imagine like that's how intelligent fish are. You know, they fit all of that processing information inside of such a tiny little body. It's kind of amazing. I know, right? Studs versus rings is so easy. Nose ring, studs. Rings, studs. Nose stud theory, nose ring theory.
I have both stud and ring, actually.
And that's true, yeah. But can pick and choose, I guess.
Mix and match.
We do not starve animals when we eat their food. What is their food? Go ahead and tell me really quick in the comments. Type it quickly. Is it plants? Are you typing plants out? Because I hope so.
Oh, crying over there.
Yeah, the Columbia I got from the thrift store and the phone that isn't mine, but who really cares? You're just saying stuff to say stuff. What about insects and squirrels? Insects and squirrels? Do you care about insects and squirrels? Or are you just bringing them up so that you don't have to think about the animals that we're bringing attention to? Because I think about insects and squirrels. I care about insects and squirrels. Heavily. It's either you keep going or devolve into lesser creatures. Can you explain that? Elaborate on that? Yeah, snakes are an interesting conversation. I would like to think that humans with their massive intelligence, instead of just buying a bunch of mice and feeding them to these animals to keep them at home, they could maybe focus their time and spend it on figuring out ways to get proteins for these animals that they can ingest. Because in their situation, they may actually need to. However, in yours, you know, the situation that you're bringing up snakes to deflect from, your situation, you don't need to. And that's okay. Like, I thought I needed to as well. I thought that it was just normal. And then I realized that there was a whole world of vegan people, plant-based eaters, plant-based minds, anti-animal exploitation framework that, like, people are setting up everywhere. We're not alone. People think chickens aren't dumb, but chickens are not dumb. There may be some dumb chickens. I mean, like, doesn't mean that they're worth anything less, or that you have more of a right to use them. I do, because you care about animals being eaten, but you eat the same food.
You can't be too far away from me. I have the internet.
Oh, no worries.
We might lose them though, because this is where we lost them last time. Be prepared. The live might go out.
Oh, yeah.
If it does, we'll start a new live. But this is about the area that we our internet died last time. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed.
These vegan people keep saying things out of context like bots without a script. I'm kind of baffled, because it sounds like what y'all do all day.
Yeah.
So you can't answer that? So you answer what? Type it again. I didn't see it. There's just too many people in here.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Oh, I should have shown what was in that tube.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
I forgot too.
There's you can see the
That
starting
tube.
to come up on the factory now.
Full of waste.
That tube is full of waste from the birds in the death factory, and other birds constantly swarm it.
You know, scavengers.
Yeah, trying to scavenge for.
I mean, they're. I don't blame the seagulls. They're trying
Right.
to survive a harsh environment, but we're creating a soup of someone's body.
Exactly. Oh, okay.
Are you okay if we go ahead? Yeah.
Perfect. But yeah, we don't blame the seagulls for trying to survive.
Yeah.
But humans? Very judging. I very judge humans. Because now that I've known what I know, and I have the ability to tell other humans what I know, I feel like they should act accordingly, especially since, you know, we have the same morals. Like, if you agree that kicking a dog is wrong, and, you know, you wouldn't accept that for yourself, or you would try to stop that, you should be vegan, because it means you probably recognize that animals deserve rights.
Is it losing something?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think we're good.
Just reversing.
I am not anti-human.
No, in fact,
To try to equate the two is really confusing.
we usually come from a perspective of supporting human rights when it comes to animal rights, because I usually use human atrocities to be like, yeah, don't we have common ground here? What's the morally relevant difference?
Yeah.
What honestly separates us from the animals that justifies what we do to them?
Yeah, I was actually more of a social justice advocate in the way of advocating for human rights, marginalized peoples, like part of Black Lives Matter protests, movements such as that, abolishing ICE, abolishing the police, defunding them, and then I found animal activism. And it wasn't until I found animal activism that I was really able to realize that, you know, we aren't liberated until all of us are liberated, and it's these systems that dehumanize animals that allow us to dehumanize anybody, because we are animals. So this categorization, this othering of animals and humans, it just does us a disservice. So
It's cold.
it is cold. You can still
Although-
see my breath. We've been out here for an hour and a half.
I'm cold and at the same time really warm.
Yeah, I'm warming up too.
Yeah.
Just because of how much walking.
Yeah, it's the
And the
walking
hand warmers.
and the hand warmers. I
Yeah,
was like,
for
dude,
sure.
they are working. Ugh, that truck is nasty. It is full of animal grossness.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, love uneven sidewalks. Yeah.
Populated because you recognize that the individual experience of each animal still matters. You know, they're still thinking, feeling, waking up every day. It doesn't matter that there's 90 million of them. We need to make sure it's
you're in a group of millions of humans, billions of humans, and you are one individual. You still care about what happens to you regardless of the size of the group you're in. You're an individual who cares about what happens to you. That's what we're here for.
Mm-hmm. So what would you say to people who maybe want, you know, bring up a scenario of aliens coming to Earth and say, you know, humans have overpopulated the planet. There's too many of them. Just kill them. It would be unfair. Yeah, hit the like button. Comment. Share the live. We've now made it to the Kelso. Well, we've been here, just not like actually in the front. We got from the back at the beginning of the live, but now we're at the front side where you can see more operational things. This is in Kelso, Washington. Hello, Rebecca. Rebecca says hi.
Hey, Rebecca. Okay. Here's
Yeah.
the tripod.
Veganism is not a diet. Very correct.
Awesome. Okay. I'm going to flip it on us because I want you guys to see our beautiful shining faces. Yeah. It does appear that you guys prefer to look at us rather than the slaughterhouse, but when there's trucks, we'll definitely flip it.
For sure.
Alright, and then this will pull up. Oops. Let's see. Here we go. Okay. That way we can see the live. Hold it up so we're watching it. Please go check out Project Livestream. They're on Instagram, YouTube, I don't know what other platforms they might be on. It's by Mel and Steve. Please go check them out. Great vegan activists. They're creating a space for all activists to come together and shine a spotlight on these places. And I think that's important because sometimes it can feel intimidating when you don't feel like you have a group behind you. So I really enjoy, I really actually appreciate is what I should say, Mel and Steve creating this space and this idea. It's a really great idea. We need more people to get out, feel confident, put their phone. All you need is your phone. Just go stand in front of a slaughterhouse. You don't need to do anything dangerous. We're not asking that at all. We're asking, in fact, that you be safe, be peaceful. You know, we're here for the animals, the individuals. So far, we haven't had any trouble from the workers here. They just kind of stand off a little bit. But, yeah, no issues so far. Let me get the microphones set up.
Washington, the last bastion of the weirdos. What does that mean? There we go. Chat wasn't updating for a second there. Quick, everybody say what you just said one more time.
I also brought candles because this is actually a vigil, so we're here for the animals to, you know, be witness to them going in. So I just want us to bear that in mind. This is for them.
You should be outside pet stores. They aren't slaughtering animals at the pet stores. I'm confused what you mean.
Have they closed up the parking lot?
Not yet.
Smell.
Oh, actually, hold on.
Taste is not a biological
It's gonna be really
need.
bumpy here for a second.
I think having your food taste good is actually a luxury.
Sorry.
You could just live on, you know, grains, beans, legumes, and no spices or seasonings.
Sorry, guys.
And you'd be fine.
Putting my battery attached. There we go. Yeah. I couldn't understand that triggered poor man.
Yeah.
He sounded very sad, though.
Yeah.
Very sad. Sad man.
No, that is super still important. Eddie.
Okay.
Etienne,
So we want
because vegans are also against breeding of dogs.
here.
So
Somebody says, Virgil says, so should we shut down the meat industry? Oh, that would help the economy, ? Do you think it's more important to consider the financial consequences of eliminating animal agriculture, or is it more important to think about the individuals who would be spared from exploitation and killing if we abolish that system? Who should we be prioritizing? The victims who in their freedom, or the financial stake of the perpetrators of that violence, of those who are benefiting from the violence?
Yeah, it is, but it's not plugged in yet.
If you're against the harm and exploitation of plants, Travis, then you should go vegan, because fewer plants are used from a plant-only food system than an omnivore one, because of the much greater amount of plants that are fed to the animals that you eat. So if you think it's wrong to kill plants, you'll kill fewer of them by adopting a plant-only diet. And besides, you know there's a difference between chopping up a pig and chopping up a pumpkin. You know there's a difference. The only moment when you would dispute that is in this comment, in this chat section. Every other moment of your life, you know that there's a difference between chopping up pumpkins and chopping up pigs. You know that.
oh yes, I would love to get a job at Elwood Organic Dog.
Oh, Elwood, that's the only animals that we eat at Elwood Dog Meat.
Anybody want a candle?
Yes, please.
They're not really bright. Do you want one?
Oh yes.
We are here at the Kelso plant of Foster Farms, and we're here to expose what's happening to the birds. I'm good. Somebody says people are being hunted like game in America, but do tell me about the plight of the animals. You can oppose what ICE is doing, and you can oppose police violence at the same time that you oppose violence towards animals. It's not an either or. You're constructing a false dichotomy to get yourself out of having to think about the animal question. You can do both, and we must do both for freedom for everyone. All right, let's turn it around. Somebody says, please show us what is going on. Let's show the chat. Here you can see a round kind of object.
Oh yeah, we explained that earlier.
Towards the back, it's the scalding tanks. After birds have, after they've attempted to stun the birds, which is often ineffective, and after they've slit the birds' throats, they will put the birds' bodies in this tank to remove their feathers. But again, because the stunning isn't always effective, there are birds who are boiled alive in this building right here where you can see some steam exiting from. Somebody says, who cares? There are many people who care about animals and who care about birds. We're trying to reach them. We also oppose the use of animals as pets in the sense that we oppose breeding of dogs and cats. But rescuing them and having them as a companion in your home for the already existing dogs and cats, we don't take issue with that. Is it fair to kill dogs if God put dogs here on earth as well? If God put dogs on earth and animals are for eating according to God, is it fair to use and kill dogs? There are many things you could do about overpopulation of wild animals like feral hogs or deer, but why would the first option be just to kill them? Why not think of options like contraceptive?
With this option.
What should we feed the dogs and cats that eat meat? Well, the latest science is showing that plant-only diets that are properly formulated can be healthy for dogs and cats to survive and thrive. So we encourage folks to look for those options.
Sign says someone, not someone.
There are ways to administer contraceptives to wild animals that don't involve condoms. Yes, we support if somebody wants to buy a vegan sausage rather than a pig sausage. That is a more compassionate choice, of course. Yeah, it is definitely in the best interest of dogs and cats for them to be spayed or neutered, because we live in a society with an abundance of dogs and cats. They're actually being mass killed in shelters because humans don't see them as desirable, and humans want particular dog breeds as puppies rather than dogs who actually need their help in shelters. So we don't need dogs to be continuing to multiply. It's a problem that humans created, and it's in the best interest of the dogs because there's not enough homes for all of them for humans to spay and neuter, of course. We are here at the Kelso Foster Farms plant. This is a place where birds are taken by the thousand every day and their lives are stolen from them. Birds who felt and who wanted to live, who suffered. To the vegans in the chat, put a 1. And if you're a non-vegan, put a 2 in the chat. Travis says, poor people cannot afford vegan food. This is a myth. This is a misconception that's been debunked by the empirical evidence. If you look at Oxford University's study on this matter, it actually shows that plant-only diets can be 30 to 33% cheaper if you focused on whole foods plant-based, lentils, beans, rice, tofu, tempeh, soy curls, these types of foods. So if affordability is your concern, that's an argument in favor of a plant-only diet and a vegan ethic. Yes, it's a peer-reviewed study.
Plant-based diets are not hard on them.
The study from Oxford that shows plant-only diets are more affordable is peer-reviewed. It is the scientific consensus at the moment. Jason says soy curls are very inexpensive. That's true. Somebody says, have you changed anyone's opinions doing this? The answer is yes. Through our outreach, people have come back and talked to us and said that they've made differences in their consumption choices, that they are consuming less or no animals or their secretions as a result of the conversations we have with them. So yes, we do believe we're making a difference. It's measurable in the sense that people are telling us that they're making change.
And even if we don't change anything for anybody, or you feel personally that we're not changing anything, it doesn't matter, because we're out here for them. And if you have a problem with that, you've got bigger problems to worry about. Because
somebody says you should stop consuming anything. You think it's preferable for humans to starve rather than consume a plant-only diet. Why? Why would we starve ourselves when we can thrive on a plant-only diet? What sense does that make? If you can choose between an omnivore diet, a plant-only diet, and starving yourself, I think most folks would agree with me that it's most rational to choose the plant-only diet. Somebody says humans have canine teeth. This is true, but humans also have hands that can form fists, and these fists can cause violence to happen. So just because you have the capacity to do something, just because you have sharp teeth or you have a big hand that can form a fist, it doesn't justify chewing somebody's body up or punching somebody. Both of these are unjustified just because you can do them. Plants are alive, but they're not sentient. They don't have a central nervous system or pain receptors, and they don't have a brain which produces consciousness.
If you don't eat that much meat and, your boyfriend is vegan, you should look into some documentaries, or I don't know if you guys talk about veganism a lot or plant-based eating a lot, but you should, just maybe bring up that conversation.
Theo says plants are living. That's very true, but do you recognize there's a moral distinction between chopping up a potato and chopping up a puppy? Do you recognize there's a moral distinction between those actions? Somebody says, bacon. Do you think the sensory pleasure, the taste pleasure that you receive when you consume pig's flesh, does it justify killing pigs, using them for 6 months, and then killing them in gas chambers? For those who aren't aware, gas chambers are the standard way pigs are stunned in the US and around the world. Is it justified to force pigs into gas chambers for your taste preference? When you weigh it out and you think about your pleasure versus the pig's suffering in their entire life, what has higher value to you?
Someone said, just more of the same shit. I scrolled back up like I was going to read something else. Comments from animal users and media show how unintelligent they are. At the very least, ignorant, right? Or unwilling to change, unwilling to gain knowledge, at least. Humans gas to other humans during wars. Yeah, and was that good or bad? When humans gas other humans, did you feel like that's a good thing? Or do you feel like, oh, we probably should never do that ever again? That's kind of an atrocity. Veganism isn't a cult. Funny. Drop my hand warmer. Need this camera. What does the sign say? I said it says someone, not something, a while ago. Dang. Or do you want to see another sign? Because we got multiple signs. This one says, oh, this one is animals are not ours first. Let's do that. Yeah. Live vegan. And then this one is says live vegan up here as well. And it says these are actually some chickens in a different situation. These are so-called free-range hens. They're decapitated in slaughterhouses once they no longer lay enough eggs to be profitable. This only happens because non-vegan consumers create the demand for animal products like eggs. And then we got no tolerance for exploitation, be vegan. Then we also have the someone not something y'all saw earlier. But yeah, there's the signs for you one last time. Oh, did you ask just so you could laugh at them? Who really cares then? You're funny. By your logic, we should let invasive species decimate an ecosystem because of feelings. Be more specific.
Who's the most invasive species on Earth? Do you think it might be humans? Would you support harming or exploiting or doing anything, causing any type of suffering to humans just because they are the most invasive species on the planet? Because they've colonized almost every inch of it, seemingly?
We didn't write the signs mirrored. It's mirrored because the camera.
Yeah, the camera is mirrored.
Oh, okay, I see. That's okay. Worms are most invasive. Y'all really worried about worms? Y'all bringing up worms?
When did worms cause the next global extinction event? Let me know when worms cause the next global extinction event from man-made or human-caused, climate change. Let me know when worms do that. I'm pretty sure that was humans who did that. I think it's human or anthropocentric climate change.
Black vegan Karen? Dude, I'll be black vegan Karen all day. I'll be black vegan Karen for the rest of the millennia if it means that you guys realize that liberation needs to be brought to everybody at once. We can't fight for human liberation from the systems that have colonized our minds unless we also recognize that animals are also being victim to that same system. Global warming or global cooling. It's hilarious. Vegan teacher 2.0. Hope not. It's ethical to kill rodents, birds, snakes, etc. for vegetables. Crop deaths. They literally, that's not exploitation. So we're moving on. Not everybody wants to be like you. Nobody thinks we're heroes here. Nobody cares about that. Animals do not exist for resources and exploitation. If you're comfortable making that statement, then there's nothing that stops another person from making that statement about you and your family and your species. So
if you don't want to be the victim of oppressive logic, then don't use it against others. Extend the same consideration you would want for yourself to other animals. If it's not good enough for you, why is it good enough for somebody else? Why is it good enough for another animal?
Look at all these fluids that they have to transport out. All these large.
Yeah, look at these.
Just so much liquid, blood, water, full of shit and piss. Sorry, there's just so many trucks that are transporting out waste. How much waste there is. It's disgusting.
And look at those birds swarm for that.
They're draining that tube. There's a tube over there full of guts, dead animal parts. They made a soup out of the waste. And all these trucks are coming up and picking up the waste, throwing it away or doing something with it.
The cops might be watching it.
Who?
Cops are over there parked by the gas station.
Ah.
Yeah.
We've got
Somebody asked, why do you value animals over plants? Because plants aren't sentient. They don't have a brain which produces consciousness, and they don't have pain receptors which allow them to feel pain. What matters more? A plant who isn't conscious and who doesn't feel pain, or an animal who is conscious and does feel pain?
Mhm.
That's the distinction.
Yeah, and Rebecca's completely right. Being vegan is not a luxury. It's actually inaction. You're actually just choosing to not do certain things that continue to perpetuate and uphold the system that people are being taken advantage of inside.
We're here at the Kelso plant, the Foster Farms Kelso
Yeah,
plant.
we're out here, Kelso, Washington, Foster Farms, Northwest Division.
Somebody in the comments flippantly said, what does the cow say about it? Watch Dominion on YouTube and you will see how the cows react to being forced into slaughterhouses and being exploited on factory farms. You will see they don't like it. They go the other way from the knife, and if they have a chance, they try their best to run away. Their voice and their resistance is palpable. It's real. You just ignore it. Their screams just fall on ears that are not listening.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we got going. I saw a comment. Imagine telling people how they should live their lives and how they should eat. Imagine forcing someone's entire existence imagine forcing someone to have an entire existence of suffering, exploitation, abuse, all because you want to eat their flesh, or wear their skin or their fur, or consume their secretions when you have absolutely no reason to. I'm not wearing a mask because of COVID. I'm wearing a mask because it's cold, and I can do what I want, so.
Have a lovely chat with them. Oh, here. Yeah, do you guys want mine? I don't know if you want this sign. Yeah. Exactly, Lewis.
Because my ears aren't cold, so I don't need to wear a hat. I mean, I could put my hood on, but I don't feel the need to.
Yeah, we actually have a lot of what are those, hand warmers all over us, so oddly warm in some spaces and freezing in the other. Yeah, so if you want to protect the nature, you need to stop using animals. It's that simple. I eat vegan steaks. What? If I worked? We are working right now. I mean, what does it matter if women are gay? Are you bothered by that? Does that make you uncomfortable? It's not about climate change, it's about rights violations. So I didn't mean to take it from you. I didn't know if you wanted to say something.
I mean, it's mostly just trolls.
Yeah, I'm just responding to them. You guys like and share the live. Let's get some more intelligent people in here. We want to show those that are actually, willing to hear the message and not be, just a farts for brains. So please like and share the live. If you're not vegan, tell us why you're not vegan. If you are vegan, tell us why you are vegan. Are we hiring? Yeah, we are. You can fight for animals. You don't even need to come to where we are. You can just go to your local slaughterhouse and point your phone and start recording or go live. It's really that simple. It's that basic. Go ahead.
I was going to say because I'm a straight man, that's why I'm not vegan. It's just a ridiculous comment.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous.
Plenty of straight men are vegan, and even if they weren't, who cares?
Yeah.
It's kind of sad that your whole identity is based off of how fragile you view your sexuality and your masculinity, that you feel the need to prey on the weak and abuse others to prove that you're a man, quote
Vegetarians
unquote.
still kill, by the way. I keep saying vegetarianism is better. Vegetarianism still kills somebody. Another waste truck coming out. I mean, like, look how gross this is. Another waste. Ugh, all their garbage. It's like a compactor. That's all the human garbage. Yeah, abortion has nothing to do with veganism. What about grass-fed animals? What about them? They're still exploited.
What about grass-fed humans? Sorry.
I mean, that's my name.
That's your name.
Sorry, lost my mind.
I am grass-fed. I'm fed off the greens and whatnot.
That's right. I'm not against animals harming other animals. I don't like it, but I can't do anything about it. You know what I can do? I can talk to human animals that do understand me, and we can talk about what's right and wrong. Do you think it's moral to kick a dog for fun? If you don't think that's right, if you think that pleasure does not justify harming an animal or exploiting them, then you should be vegan, because that's exactly what veganism is. We're saying you shouldn't cause harm, you shouldn't exploit someone when you don't need to. Again, animals use animals because they're moral patients surviving a harsh environment. They're not moral agents like you and I. We understand what's right and wrong, and we have options. Oh, yeah. I wish. I wish they were coming to save the chickens. It's too bad.
Actually, don't know.
I don't know what that is. It looks like a Department of Transportation kind of emergency. Yeah, you can get all of those T-bone, ribeye, all of that stuff vegan. You don't need to demand someone be exploited for you. Yes, I'm white, so I am going to be pale. That does happen. So are we fat or are we skinny? Because I saw both now. Like, we don't have enough nutrition, we're too much fat. Which is it? And honestly, I would wager that 99% of the obese population, not vegan. Does that mean that it's the omnivorous diet? Or is it that you can be healthy or not healthy on whatever diet? As long as you're getting all your nutrition, you'll be fine. So since we can get everything we need on a plant-based diet, what justifies doing this to someone? Why? Why are we doing this? They are victims. Wouldn't you call a dog being kicked for fun a victim? They're a victim of that action. They are feeling the repercussions, the negative harm. They are a victim. And if they can be a victim, then a chicken can be a victim. A cow is a victim. A pig can be a victim.
I see a lot of comments saying, like, you know, animals aren't someone. Then what are they? I mean, are you equating animals in, like, a table, for example? I mean, would you feel that way about dogs or cats? Would you call them an object?
Yeah, I mean, which are they more closely related to? Are animals more closely related to a table or to humans? I would definitely say humans. If you kick an animal, they yelp just like a human. A desk doesn't yelp. Yes, those are vegan meats. Yes, we are killing plants, but guess what? Plants don't make preferences. They don't have a brain or a central nervous system. They don't feel. They just react. They're intelligent, but they're not sentient. That's the difference. We care about what happens to ourselves. Plants don't care. They can't. They don't have the organ to do so.
I worked on a farm killing animals so they didn't have to harvest. What do you say? Yeah, that's not exploitation. That's just defending, you know, your crops. We wouldn't consider that exploitation. You're not breeding animals into existence purely for the sole purpose of exploiting, you know, and commodifying them. And also, we grow more plants to feed the, 93 billion land animals we breed into existence every year. So going vegan, if you're worried about, you know, those deaths that happen, then going vegan is a way to reduce that. And honestly, vegans are the only ones trying to reduce or even completely eradicate any of those deaths. I don't see any non-vegans advocating or working towards that.
And in addition, how often do you demand human atrocities? How often do you demand war? How often do you demand famine and other countries fighting and struggling over resources? Do you demand that? If you do, then you should stop demanding that. You're harming humans. Yes, stop. But most people aren't demanding that stuff. Most people are demanding animals be exploited. So guess what? You can do both. You can advocate for humans and animals. You don't even need to advocate, you just abstain. Veganism is literally an inaction. You just don't buy the animal products. That's it. You live whatever life you want, boo. Just don't use others without their consent.
I saw some comments saying there's better protests to be had, and then you go protest about that. If you feel there's something more important to you, then you by all means have every right to go and protest that. But we're out here protesting for victims that have absolutely no voice, in that a very small percentage of the population even speaks up for. So, and again, animals, they can't go out and speak for themselves. They can't advocate for themselves. So we need to do it. We need to be here for them, speaking for them, because they're victims, voiceless victims, and what they're going through is hidden behind these industries and in these slaughterhouses. And it's, we don't see what happens to them, but they're suffering every single day, every second. And we as individuals can make choices that don't cause them to suffer.
I mean, we don't need to demand that they be born into existence, right? We don't need to demand someone be born into existence just for you to use. That's not fair. Would you tolerate that? Plants are not suffering. They don't have a brain or central nervous system. Why do you think plants feel? Like, what makes you say that? Did you hear it on a podcast long time ago? God, the cold is making me repeat my words.
I think it's crazy. It looks like there's a lot of homophobia in the comments, and are you that insecure that you need to attack other people? Or
yeah,
I don't know, it's also giving that, maybe projecting a little bit. Like, I mean,
yeah,
it's 2026, you don't need to project, or
you don't need to hide. Be yourself.
If you feel shame about yourself, you don't need to
put down
others, and it's all right. You can.
You should be accepted for who you are. But if you're using someone else without their consent, that's not okay, and that's not tolerated. That's not accepted. Because if you were the victim, if someone wanted to use you out of convenience, or because you tasted good, or they really enjoyed the benefits they got out of exploiting you, doesn't matter. Those benefits don't outweigh your experiences and your sentience, the fact that you should be respected. Everyone else's rights end where yours begin. No one has rights over your autonomy. Only you do. You don't need to eat salad. You can eat other things. Wow, that popped up really fast.
Yeah, there's so much you can eat. I mean,
yeah,
tofu, bean. I guess tofu
high protein.
Is kind of beans, but
well, I mean, there's also seitan. All plants have proteins. As long as you eat your daily calorie amount, you'll get your needed protein. You'll get plenty of protein, I promise. And if you're building muscle, just look up vegan bodybuilders. There's even like Brian Turner or the Hench Herbivore. They offer coaching. I think even Terry Washington also offers training. And just look up these vegan bodybuilders. You can build muscle, and you can eat a whole food plant-based diet, or you can eat vegan junk food. Like, whatever you want to do. Vegans do like vegan wieners. Exactly. The biggest animals are vegan. Exactly, Daniel. Veganism is an ethical stance against the exploitation of sentient beings. So if someone was trying to exploit you without your permission and selling off those benefits, we as vegans, out of principle, even if it's convenient and really desirable, would not support your oppressor. We would avoid doing so, and most of us would even speak up against your oppressor because we wouldn't want to be abused.
There was a comment I just saw. They said, chat, notice how they won't answer about the bees pollinating crops. So to answer that, I mean, a lot of vegans, well, first of all, vegans aren't even the only ones who eat those foods. It's just a gotcha. So, I mean, it's a ridiculous argument. And also, I mean, plenty of vegans tend to avoid certain crops that need to be pollinated by honeybees or that honeybees are used to pollinate. Like almonds, for example, I don't consume almonds. I don't consume avocados. I actively avoid those foods because I know the exploitation that honeybees have to go through in order to pollinate those specific foods. So I mean, like, being vegan doesn't mean you have to eat those foods either. You can avoid those foods or, you know, other plants or crops that might need to be pollinated.
Yeah, so I would also add to that, like, the issue with using bees is that they're so efficient at pulling food and gathering food, they actually wipe out native pollinators. So when they introduce bees, they're actually kind of killing the area because, you know, they're wiping out the potential for any natural life to occur. So it's more important that we would maybe incentivize native pollinators to regrow, you know, better the habitats around our farms so that we attract them. And, you know, we can definitely improve how we grow crops. You cannot remove the exploitation from using animals. You have to use someone without their consent and steal from them. You have to. There's no other way to get animal products.
You don't have to supplement. I don't have to take supplement. You really, I mean, listen, the only thing you need to worry about is B12, which you can supplement, but you can also get it through plant fortified foods. And if you're gonna make that argument, I mean, these animals are supplemented already. They're injected with, you know, certain things and whatnot to give you, or essentially you're just filtering these nutrients or vitamins through the animal instead of just taking a supplement. So you're basically just taking a supplement through them instead.
Yep. You're filtering your vitamins through someone else's body.
And like, again, who cares if you had to take a supplement? What's more important, you taking a little tiny pill or whatever once a day, or eating plant fortified foods, or taking someone's entire existence away from them?
Exactly, Lewis. Animal products are not better for the environment, but even if they were, we would still advocate for veganism because it's about rights violations, not the environment. Honestly, you could make an argument that human slavery would be good for the climate, right? Because you could reduce how much humans produce and how much they use and how much they waste. But that still doesn't justify the rights violations. Dude, that truck is nasty. I've seen them go by twice, or two of their trucks have the same, like, issue.
That's terrible.
Like, they're just not blasting clean. It's, like, nasty looking. Woo!
Oh, wait.
Probably a vegan.
Wow.
It's good to get the happy honks. I gotta say, I do like that. Yes, rights. Animals have inherent rights to life, just like you. All sentient beings have inherent rights to life. We all care about what happens to us. That means that we have a right to live. Humans are opportunistic scavengers. Yes, we can thrive, or we can survive on a lot of different things. We don't thrive on everything. And we find that we do thrive using plants. We are not in Portland, but we are not far from Portland either. We're in Kelso, Washington. Yes, but see, there's no one being harmed in me demanding that someone be respected. I don't care if I, you know, cause some kind of discomfort for someone who's causing someone else, you know, suffering or taking their life. I don't care to waste. It's okay to waste their time.
Thanks for recognizing its advocacy, therefore meaning, like, you know, it's advocacy, which means, you know, we're advocating for something that's wrong or against something that's wrong, and so you know it's wrong. So
somebody says in all caps in the chat, "You are anemic." A lot of us have our blood tested. Like, we've had our blood tested multiple times since we've adopted plant-only diets.
I've never seen a doctor be able to diagnose from video.
My iron saturation, as well as my iron itself, they went up when I transitioned to a plant-only diet. So it's just not true that you need to eat animal flesh or secretions to obtain your iron. It's a myth. It's a falsehood.
Hey, they said stop telling them what you eat. Didn't you forget? Only they can tell us what we eat.
Yeah, it's true. I only eat salad.
Salad. Yeah, I'm gonna eat this grass later. Get off live.
My morning right. I go out in the yard and
just mosey
have a few
around.
pounds of grass that I just chomp on.
There's iron in spinach. Very true.
What's that called?
I'm pretty sure there's also things you can, like, do to get more iron. Like they
wiping out ticks.
That you can put when you're cooking. Have you ever heard of those?
So I do want to make a point that when you talk about wiping out a whole species because they cause you discomfort, like it's one thing if you're being currently attacked. It's another if you're going after that species to wipe them out. That's not fair. And there's no moral reason to do that. Like humans are also invasive and cause a lot of damage, and they even spread disease. Should we start treating them like invasive species?
Somebody says there are blood types that require different nutrients. You're going to have to...
You get everything from plants, though.
Yes, true, but you're going to have to provide the source that shows that some blood types cannot thrive on a plant-only diet. You'll have to provide the evidence for your scientific and empirical claims. So post the name of the study in the chat, and we will be sure to look at it. Somebody says, steak. When you try to value, when you're looking at your own values and you're weighing it out and you think about your sensory taste pleasure and the entire life and suffering of a cow, what's more important to you as a person? Your pleasure or somebody else's suffering, pain, exploitation, and murder? We're not on TikTok, sorry.
Yeah, right, yeah. We can say
about censoring.
Yeah, exactly. Some of us are struggling because TikTok makes you talking blah blah, so it's hard to keep your words straight sometimes when you're switching platforms.
Swords trust me, bro.
Yeah, you can grab it.
Okay, I didn't know if you were handing it up.
I was just holding it.
Sometimes my hands get cold, so I want to put them away. So
yes.
I get that.
I have my little hand warmer.
Somebody says animals don't suffer the same way as humans. That comment implies that humans are not animals. Humans are indeed animals, and that's why they suffer similarly to other animals.
Hey, Mel and Steve, I see you in there.
Hello.
We're doing well. We're freezing, but we're doing well.
It is cold. The wind is... honestly, it hasn't been this cold, I feel like, with the sun where it is normally, but...
Yeah, the wind is
the wind right now is definitely doing its job, so...
Somebody says animals have no feelings. Do you believe this about dogs and cats as well? When you spend time around them, do you just see an object? Do you see them as similar to a chair or a table? Or do you see them as a someone who has feelings? I feel like you're selectively saying that.
Animals have no rights or feelings? Like even yourself? Humans as animals don't have rights or feelings? Or do you have a right to feel a certain way about what I just said? How did you guys end up this way?
End up this way?
Intelligence.
Somebody says cats definitely have feelings, yes.
Yeah.
Sentience.
All animals do.
We have more people trying to shove the abortion topic into our discussion on animal liberation.
If you're avidly one or the other and you're not vegan, you're the hypocrite.
Yeah.
You're either violating someone's autonomy or you're taking away someone's sentience.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody says humans are not animals. I don't know if you need to retake biology. I don't know if you think we're aliens, if we're some mutant being. But humans are indeed animals.
Ooh, your ancestors are disappointed in you. I'd like to ask which ones. Because there's actually a lot of indigenous culture that is rooted in anti-oppression frameworks and basing it in a world where sentient beings have rights. So
yes, my indigenous ancestors told me that all life is precious and that even the spider who wanders into your house doesn't deserve to be squashed. They deserve to be relocated kindly so that they can prosper elsewhere and not just be needlessly killed.
Everybody can read the poem about a spider, being a victim of its size. 1 second, transport truck coming just to show y'all really what they look like.
Trucks that the birds are on. It's empty right now, leaving the facility.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine if there were thousands of dogs or cats stuffed into these crates? Would that be fair? Would that be justified when we could simply thrive on a plant-only diet instead?
When we were at the other angle, you could see them loading each one off of the truck at a time. But now now they're empty.
And you can see how dirty these cages are when you're here in person. You can see the absolute filth and just uncleanliness that these animals have to endure.
Yeah.
Somebody said dogs and cats aren't as nutritious. If you found out that a dog was similarly nutritious, that their flesh had similar nutrients to a cow's flesh, would it be acceptable to exploit and kill the dog in the same manner that humans exploit and kill cows? Would it be fair to the dog if we had another option?
Yeah, it is extremely sad watching the empty trucks leave, because they were full before, especially when you're here for a couple hours or so, maybe even 30 minutes. Like, you are here long enough to watch trucks enter and then watch them leave as well.
We have a lot of trolls in the comments saying that yes, it would be fair to use and kill the dog when we didn't need to. Is dog fighting also fair? Is there anything that we can do to animals that's unfair or violent or unacceptable? Or is it just you can do anything you want, just go crazy?
Autonomy stops where another innocent human life begins.
Somebody says false equivalence. Name the false equivalence.
Yeah,
Name it.
be specific.
We as humans decide the value of life. What gives us the right, though, to decide any worth of life? What makes us so special?
What?
We aren't gods. We aren't. We're all here.
What did that? Missed that. No, my glove. Oh, my glove's not working. There's something important in the chat I wanted to read. We always find the silence deafening when the screams stop at the slaughterhouse. Yeah, exactly. It's very valid.
Somebody says plants have feelings. Prove it. Name the study. Put the title of the study in the chat and we'll be sure to look it up. Name the study that shows that carrots feel similarly to pigs. I would want to know. Somebody says, I know that nose from anywhere. James, is that you? Maybe, maybe not. Why do you care about my identity? This is about animals and liberation. Come on.
Oh, James. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. What right do we have as humans? I think that was supposed to say. To decide the value of anything in this world, when most of us hold no value to anything. Well, I probably wouldn't think that's true. I think humans value a lot. And, as you go throughout your daily life, there's a bunch of decisions you make because you value something.
Everyone has values. Somebody said, what about bacteria and soap? Bacteria isn't sentient. There's nobody who suffers when you use soap to kill the bacteria on your hands. So wash your hands every time. Use soap every time. Nobody's suffering, and it prevents suffering in other sentient beings because it prevents the spread of disease and sickness. It's a good thing. I'm glad to clear that up for you.
No.
We are here at the Kelso plant, the Foster Farms Kelso plant, and we're raising awareness for the victims who enter this slaughterhouse by the thousand every day. These birds are about 6 weeks old. They might live 6 to 8, maybe even 10 years if their lives weren't cut short because humans wanted to exploit and kill them in an era when they didn't even need to. We're asking folks, could this ever be fair when we had plant alternatives? Could it be fair to subject another sentient being, in this case birds like chickens? Is it fair to subject them to exploitation and killing when we don't need to?
Say it's hilarious. We think people are going to listen to us. But what have you been doing?
But listening and engaging.
And honestly, we're not here for other humans. We're here for the animals, to raise awareness, to bring attention to, shed light on their voices. Because what do people do with animal voices? They silence them over and over and over, and then they create a system where they can continue to silence them, and then they create another system where people learn that they should be silenced, and it starts to sound a little familiar, and then it starts to piss me off. So I'm here for them.
These birds, they are driven here in trucks in often freezing conditions without any heaters. They're crammed in by the thousand. They enter this facility like objects on a conveyor belt, and then they are stunned in an electric bath, which isn't always effective. And after they're electrocuted and lose consciousness, a knife is dragged across their throats. And then after that, they're dropped into a scalding tank to remove their feathers. Would you accept any of these practices if they were happening to another type of bird, say a parrot or a hawk? Why is it okay for chickens and turkeys and ducks? Why some birds and not others? What's the difference within the chicken and within the dog that makes it okay for the chicken but not the dog?
Exactly.
Somebody says because they taste good. Does your pleasure justify everything that happens to these birds?
It doesn't. Life feeds on life, feeds on life, feeds on
If
life.
you think pleasure is a moral justifier, then you could justify any and every human atrocity in history. You could justify every assault, just about, because there was somebody who gained pleasure from that violence. Pleasure is not a moral justifier.
Sorry.
You recognize that in other circumstances. Why not this one?
Someone said they literally seen chickens run into a lawnmower. It's like, really? That's where you're going? That's all you're admitting is that
Toddlers
a human
might do that too.
Exactly.
Toddlers could too.
A human who had agency and the intelligent, or whatever you want to call it, the knowledge to not let that happen, to prevent that lawnmower from running, or to do that. Oh, it's not their fault at all. It's actually the chicken's fault for being so dumb that they ran into the lawnmower. Like, be for real.
We're here at the Foster Farms Kelso plant, and we're here to bear witness to what's happening to chickens by the thousand every day. They're brought here and their lives are stolen from them for a needless food product. We live in 2026. It's completely unnecessary. We're here in Kelso, Washington, trying to expose what's happening to these birds. We're not liberals. Somebody said something about being
Okay,
liberal.
Xander Hayes.
We're abolitionists.
Yes.
We seek to abolish all systems of oppression.
Mm-hmm.
And we stand for total liberation, and we're in solidarity with all oppressed peoples.
Yeah, it's
If
honestly,
you're a vegan, put a 1 in the chat, and if you're a non-vegan, put a 2 in the chat.
like the live, share it.
Okay, we're gonna actually have to end now.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, guys. So we're gonna end it now. We've shined a light on them. We've been here for about 2 hours, and really appreciate you guys supporting us. Awesome. It's really good to see all the vegans, non-vegans. Non-vegans, please, if you can, maybe ask one of the vegans why they're vegan, or tell them why you're not vegan, and see if you can actually start a conversation. Some of these people are on other platforms, so we're going to end the live here. I don't know how long the chat will go. You can try to keep talking in this chat, or you can try to reach out to people that are on Instagram.
To the vegans and mods in the chat, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
to the
thank you so
non-vegans who are thinking about this but are still on the fence, consider subscribing to Anti-Animal Use or continuing to watch our content, because we're having these types of conversations and we're thinking about these topics regularly there. So if you want to learn more, Anti-Animal Use is a great place to go.
Yep. Check us out. YouTube, Instagram, and maybe soon TikTok. We'll see. All right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll go ahead and end it here, you guys. Thanks for being here, and we'll catch you next time. See ya.
Bye, Rebecca.
Bye.